Hey, it's Ryan from First Edition Shrubs and Trees. 3 days ago, this looked like this. Want to see how we did it? Let's get dirty. We are in Georgia with a landscape that needs a little bit of love. So we brought in 6 designer friends to help us tackle projects like expanding garden beds, varying sun exposure, planting under trees, planting next to water, foundation planting, and covering those ugly eyesores. We gave each creator their own section of the landscape and challenged them to transform it using their own gardening style, creative perspective, and design approach, while still working together to create one cohesive and functional final landscape. With 3 days, tons of plants, and 6 fantastic garden designers, it was time to get dirty. But I don't want to do all the talking, so let's meet the designers.
Hi, I'm Chia-Ming, a garden designer and educator based in Los Angeles, California. My favorite thing about gardening is literally getting lost in the plants. I would say my personal design aesthetic is a little touch of formal, but some whimsy to it. We don't want to be boring, we don't want to be cut and dry, and always base your design off of one plant and then tie it all together.
Chia-Ming is taking the southeastern side of the cabin in between Brian and Michelle's portions of the landscape. Using creativity and a variety of shrubs and trees, she'll need to disguise a few less than beautiful eyesores hidden throughout the space while making sure the area is still accessible and functional.
My name is Yuliya. I garden in northern New Jersey. I am originally from northern Russia, and winters there were really cold and long, and my dad designated a little plot of land for me because I was bored, and then I planted some perennials and shrubs and trees, and it was pretty much over. At this point, I was hooked to gardening, and I've been hooked to gardening ever since. My personal garden design aesthetic, I like to incorporate as many native plants as possible and also create biodiversity in our gardens.
Yuliya's landscape is south of the cabin and borders a retention pond, making it one of the first spaces that visitors will experience. With full sun exposure and close proximity to water, her design will need to balance beauty and durability while creating a welcoming landscape.
I'm Jay. I was born and raised in South Carolina, and I spent my weekends outside playing, riding my bike. I just love to play outside, and I still do. So now I garden. Describe my gardening style as wild and free, with a few pockets of clarity, few pockets of order, but not many. I lean towards wild and free. I've been gardening for probably about 10 years, really heavy for the last 6 years, but I'm all in now. It's nothing but gardening now.
Jay's section is also to the south of the cabin and bridges Yuliya's pondside garden and Brian's foundation planting, all centered around a large established tree. Her vision will need to highlight the natural beauty of the tree while working around its existing root system and creating a seamless transition between the pondside garden and the cabin entrance.
My name is Brian, and I garden in Charlotte, North Carolina with my husband, Tyler. During the pandemic, we had just bought a house that year. The yard was really just like a blank slate, and there was like all this space that could be beautiful and could be something. We came up with Gardener in Love, and we started sharing our gardening journey with the world. I have lived as a gardener my whole life, pretty much. So my grandmother and my mom have both been gardeners. This is my personal design aesthetic. It's so funny because we are very formal, but with English cottage, so formal English cottage gardeners. And it's taken some time to sort of figure that out about ourselves because we are people who are well, I don't like just one thing.
Brian will be transforming the front entrance of the cabin that faces south, connecting portions of both Robbie and Chia-Ming spaces. His focus will be creating a foundation landscape that beautifully frames the cabin and delivers a strong first impression, all without blocking the surrounding views from inside the cabin.
My name is Robbie. I garden in Northern California. I garden on a quarter of an acre little suburban lot in the middle of nowhere. I've been gardening my entire life, but it was mostly vegetable gardening growing up. I switched to perennials, shrubs, flowers, and that way I just got blooms all year long. My style of garden is probably more like formal cottage or cottage formal. I like touches of formality throughout like a little cottage garden. I like things to be a little romantic. My favorite gardening tip is that rules don't matter. Break them all. If somebody tells you it's a rule, they're lying to you.
Robbie's section stretches along the northwestern side of the cabin. While the area receives plenty of light throughout the day, shifting sun angles and intermittent shade creates a more dynamic planting environment that will require careful plant placement and layering. He will also need to work with Brian to coordinate their designs around the path leading up to the cabin.
Hi, my name is Michelle. I am from Atlanta, Georgia, born and raised. I've been gardening here for the past 10 years. I got into gardening because we bought a foreclosure, which came with a overgrown jungle in the backyard. We wanted to clear it. We wanted to have a space for a lawn for our kids to play with. And so it was more for them, but then also as I started gardening, it became like a therapeutic. I would say my garden style is lots of flowers. Hydrangeas are my favorite, mixed with some evergreens. So it's not like an English cottage garden. It doesn't have any rules. There's no formal type of it.
Michelle's section sits between Chia-Ming and Robbie's spaces on the northeast side. This area directly faces the back porch. Her goal is to bring layers, texture, and year-round interest to a long, narrow landscape footprint while not obstructing sightlines from the cabin. Over the course of just 3 days in Georgia, this once empty property will be transformed into a vibrant landscape full of texture, color, and spaces designed to be lived in, enjoyed, and experienced throughout the seasons. Sounds exciting, right? The next 6 episodes will cover each designer's project, and then the final will wrap it all up. Make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out, and we'll see you next time.